right, guys, name is Tyler, aka Nanogenix, and today we are finally over here using the new Intelligence Broly and his Planetary Destruct.
He needs some milk.
Anyways, let's go ahead and let's dive in. Now, I did apply a sticker. Again, he's been out for like a week, so I'm sure many of you have seen it, but I thought I'd still show it for you guys. And here is the full team that we are using. Now, what I want to say before we dive in is, first off, Dokkan's in a little weird space right now. So if you're enjoying the content, real talk, considering that like button. If you're new to the channel, you see me all the time, considering that subscribe button today. And one last thing, because one of my friends suggested I ask y'all this, consider watching the video just a little longer. It will help more than you know. Just watch the video just a little bit longer. When you're thinking about clicking off, just give me like maybe even 20 more seconds of your time, or maybe just let it play. With that said, let's hop in. I know a lot of y'all have been asking me, where is this video? And this week was just kind of like crazy, if I'm being honest with you. So it just, it took me a second to get here, but we're finally here, finally making a Broly actual video. And I hope you guys do end up enjoying. I've not actually done this Infinite Dragon Ball history either. So this is like totally all new content for me. And I have no idea. Wow. Okay. Doing that much to cooler on turn one. I wonder if this actually gets moderately difficult. Now, I didn't make a video over the EZA Broly. Well, I made a video over the EZA Broly, but not over like the actual Extreme Z Awaken process. It was moderately difficult. Like yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it wasn't still pretty easy, but also have, a bunch of rainbow, just a bunch of good units, right? But like for an EZA, I was texting my buddy about it, and he's like, nah, it was pretty difficult. Of course, he doesn't have like rainbow dot units and all of that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah. And anyways, he's like, dude, shut up. You have like a ton of rainbow units. I'm like, well, yeah, but what I mean when I say like it was kind of difficult is I actually had to like stare at my screen and pay attention to the moves that I was making. It wasn't like playing Dokkan on autopilot, which a lot of Dokkan on autopilot, a lot of playing Dokkan is playing it on autopilot, unless you're doing like what? Extreme SBR or the God of Destruction event. For the most part, everything else is like the easy peasy stuff, the stuff that's like fun. And yeah, I'll go ahead and transform Cooler. Well, do I want him as a support though? He'll probably kill stuff faster though if I just go ahead and let him transform. So anyways, it actually was more difficult than I anticipated, so it was just interesting. And the thing is like when EZA's first release, like first ever launched, one of my larger Dokkan videos actually is covering that LSSJ 3 EZA, and it was actually crazy just seeing the like reception to EZAs at the time. Like it was really, really dope. I'm gonna be just 100 with you. It was just really, really, really sick just seeing like how excited people were for EZAs, because it was something that we didn't think Dokkan would ever really do, was like make it to where these old characters that you pull a ton, if you well out, you pull a ton on banners and make them good again. It was crazy. But the difficulty of it was also crazy at the time because of what we had available to us, right? Like as this game has went on, characters have gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And of course, it has just made things easier and easier and easier. And then they've had to adapt the new content to make it kind of hard. Like think about taking the God of Destruction event on with units from like year 2 and before, and not using any of those units that have had an Extreme Z Awaken. Like use them in their base state without being EZA'd and try and go and beat the God of Destruction event. That actually would be an interesting challenge. Like I would actually like to see that. You know what else I would like to see? So you may have noticed a fun little edit at the beginning from Budokai 3, but imagine if Broly right now, when he does his 18 key and it actually hits here in a second, it did that same effect. So like right here when it hits, boom. It still obviously does a similar effect within Dokkan, but the effect on Budokai, yo, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh man, all right, we are now transformed. We're starting doing even just more insanity. I'm definitely gonna save this for an AGL type unit. I swear I looked up there at that Vegeta and it looked like, at least for a second to me, that he was STR, but I'm obviously just crazy. There's literally not a single tech. There's not a single tech orb on the field right now. I don't know what to expect this right now. Am I about to get demolished? I should have looked at Broly's defense. Nah, it's really, really good. I mean, dude, that's kind of the insanity. Like with the EZA Broly, they gave him defense, as I mentioned in my video the other day. And then also they gave this intelligence Broly defense. It's just like, it's not normal for a Broly to really get any sort of emphasis on defense. But I guess with just everything they're doing, especially with like the God of Destruction events and stuff like that, you know, none of the Broly units were really built for those types of events, because if a Broly has to take an attack from any of the Gods of Destruction, he's going to get hit. Like any of the ones without defense are going to get hit for quite a decent amount of damage. Look at that. Look at that. Although that really wasn't bad. And the other thing too is it's kind of the same thing I would talk up like Majin Vegeta a lot, because even though MV has like no real defense to him, like in his actual kit outside of his just base stats, he does still have base stats of an LR. So when you're boosting that with like a massive leader ability and maybe even like a support unit on rotation, it does help and it does add up a lot more than you probably think. I won't lie to you. I really just want to do this. Like that's kind of where I'm at right now. I really just want to do what I'm doing. And that's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to rotate off my Broly here. This is insanity though. This rotation is crazy, bro. This rotation is crazy. Look at that Cooler's attack stat. Ugh. Almost 4 million. Listen, I know that Cooler on a lot of, like for a lot of people, he as a TUR has like went down, I guess, but I still love that unit so much. Cooler is so dope. The other day I was live, which by the way, we are live streaming a lot more these days. So I would highly suggest you to go over there and check it out. We got to use the 24 key. We got the type advantage now. So we definitely got to do it. But I've been being live a lot more. I have a link down below in the description. It's just at Nanogenix on Twitch, or I'm going to start being live a lot more. And someone asked me what would be like my #1 character that I would want to see become canon, which by the way, to me, that's neither here nor there. These games for me, you know, that's how Dragon Ball lives on in these like weird times, right? Like, especially growing up in, you know, I'm almost 30. So growing up in the 2000s, that being like the bulk of me, like really just like getting acquainted with a lot of just different things in pop culture and growing up on Dragon Ball, and the Dragon Ball games, and having to go that insane like drought even from regular Z and GT into Kai was several years. So the thing that keeps the like fandom and SGs, dude, that's what active ability and Kid Buu on rotation does for you. 9.3 million. This should kill this Turles. Yes. Bye, Turles. Yo. So like for me, like just the games, they're always included in the games, everything from GT to the movies to everything. So like the whole idea of something being canon doesn't, like, I just don't really care. Like, I just don't really care. But I mean, I guess I care to an extent, but for the most part, I don't care. Like most of these characters, again, my everyday life is playing Dokkan Legends and all that, and all these characters are there. But if I had to choose one character to truly just like be canon, because you know Gogeta is technically canon now. Not technically, he is canon. I don't know why I said it like that. Gogeta is canon. I just wanted to see their defense. Actually, you would defend just a smidge better. So let's go ahead, let's do that. And let's go ahead and let's do that. I could have probably got, that kind of sucks, I probably could have got a freaking Dokkan attack right now with the insanity that is that Turles. But my first initial response, if I remember correctly, was Janemba, because I just think like the overall design of Janemba is dope. And like the Z movies, like DBS Broly was the first time where I felt like I was watching like a full movie. Like it had like a proper like setup and good like amount of, just the right amount of time spent on backstory, the right amount of time spent on present day, and the right amount of time spent on the fights, right? But with like any of the Z movies, like I think the longest ones were like an hour and 5 minutes. Some were like what, 45 minutes or less. So there's not a lot of whole lot of time to really like really flesh out the characters, you know? Like there's just not. And so like to see like an actual arc where Janemba gets to like actually have some form of like character development, you know, assuming they would give him some form of that, you know, he'd probably change a little bit from what we saw in the actual Ooh, dude, this is actually a pretty crazy setup. Hang on, wait a second. And we're even gonna get the Dokkan attack off? Bro, this is actually a pretty crazy setup. But then my second response would definitely be Cooler. Would definitely, like, let's bring Cooler on and give Cooler like an arc. Dude, that'd be like so dope, dude. That would be so friggin' dope if Cooler could have like a very real just arc like in the anime. Oh, dude, Cooler is so dope. He's getting a Figure Arts figure as well, which I am so excited for. Hang on, bop. What? I definitely got that. We're about to do so much damage, by the way. I do wish that we had the better links right now for this, but it's fine. We doing what we gotta do. You know what I mean? They friggin' locked characters in, messed up my entire rotation. Trash. By the way, these super decks have grown on me. I wish they would have made the one change that I would have given this Broly's animation would be to let that this right here, this walking last just a little bit longer. Just like made that last just a little bit longer, because that's such like a dope scene in the movie, and he definitely runs for like a minute there. And yeah, that would have been like probably my sort of pick. I don't know how much of this is left, but I'll go ahead and do this again. I love that you can do it twice, man. Turles is so good. Like, they knew what they were doing. Like, I think Turles has grown on people a little bit, you know? Like, back in the day, I feel like no one, at least the people I grew up around, no one really cared about Turles. Like, it was like, oh, it's Turles, you know? Like, I don't know. It just, no one just really ever seemed to care about Turles that much. So, anywho, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it like this. Go ahead and do it like this. Let's look at everyone's stats here. Dude, you know, it's a little bit nice. I don't want to waste all that on you. And then boom, sweet. Surely we can one turn this, right? And surely he doesn't do enough damage that he's gonna kill me. This is the old Broly. Yeah, this is the old Broly. Hang on, what does he do to the tech one? He actually does do 4 digits to the tech one. Crap, what was I talking about? Oh, Turles. I do feel like people like Turles more now, but they definitely made his kit just absolutely busted, just because to like help with like sales of that character for sure. Like, if we ever get a proper Dokkan Festival or LR Lord Slug, they'll do the same. If Garlic Jr. ever happens, which he's such like the biggest meme period, the fact that Garlic Jr. hasn't had a card at all in the game is crazy. So if he ever gets a Dokkan Fest or LR, just be prepared for when that info drops for him to be absolutely snapped. Like, there's no way they release a Garlic Jr. or a Lord Slug and they're not just beyond snap. Like, look at Bojack. Like, Bojack is an okay character. Like, I've never been like, oh, he sucks, or I've never been like, oh, it's Bojack. I'm just like foaming at the mouth for a Bojack, bro. Although I don't know any units I'd really be foaming at the mouth for like that. Well, besides maybe a Majin Vegeta, but that's neither here nor there. Hang on. I gotta focus up real quick. This Broly's trying to do some stuff here. Hang on. You gotta chill. Stop it. But anywho, now that we're not talking about foaming at the mouth and all of that, they made Bojack really good, you know? They made Bojack really good. So, speaking of characters, though, that definitely defy what I'm saying, Paikon and Janemba, they are upcoming on Global. Matter of fact, Global is like, it's crazy how close Global and JP are. Of course, that will change here in like a few days because JP will get a new unit that breaks the mold and cycle of what we've been used to, because this is the first time in 3 years, right? 2019, 2020, in April, like on April 1st, we've always had the global exclusive unit that released in December, released on the JP version. So we knew what was coming. We don't know what's coming because there was no global exclusive, because global got the same units as JP for like 2 weeks, 4 weeks. It was crazy. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do. It will probably be movie related to some extent, but it'll be incredibly interesting to see what it is that they decide to release as the next character. But all Global has, oh, that was it. All Global has left is literally just the PyCon Janemba Dual Dokkan Fest and then the Goten and the Trunks. That's it. I'm not counting Anniversary. Anniversary does introduce 4 new characters, but we know when those are coming. Those are obviously coming at the anniversary of the game. But like, I feel like we should beat that pretty quick. But it's nutty to think that on JP, we just have no idea. we have no idea what's coming other than the fact that it will probably be movie. Dude, if it is Garlic Jr., GG's. Y'all better be here for that reaction, bro. That's gonna break the game. Garlic Jr., he better have some form of immortality. I will be so upset if he does not have the most busted kit with some form of like immortality and like, shoot, give him the Devilman passive, but have it be really high. Like he has a chance to just instant KO like an event. That would be sick. Anyways, y'all, that's the video. As I said at the beginning, consider hitting that like button if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you're new. And if you watched this far, I love you. Thank you. Anyways, y'all, have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix signing off, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.